Hello, welcome aboard the Interview Express. Know how to prepare for an interview and ace it to get a job. By Daniel Wells and presented with narration from Knowit Express. Section 1. Unraveling the Mysterious Battle Ahead. The Twilight Zone. The concept of an interview needs no introduction, and yet it's not easy to figure out how to interview well. Years of research and hundreds of tips and techniques later, the essence of what constitutes the perfect interview remains a mystery. Have you had an interview before? Do you still recall the interviews at which you were successful? Did you prepare, or were you trying to be spontaneous? Do you recall an interview that did not go so well? You may be able to pinpoint the exact moment when things started to fall apart. There are many different types of interviews, and unless you're living under a rock, chances are you will be subjected to some kind of interview sooner or later. So for your next interview, do you have a game plan in mind, or do you want to wing it? Whatever you choose, you're probably going to pick a style that you think will help you succeed. But will it? Is there a winning equation or a secret code? A sure-shot technique that will lead to a successful interview? Well, perhaps buried in a pot of gold at the end of a rainbow. But until then, let's figure out this treasure map. While there is no magic formula, there are some strategies that will put you on the road to success. The black hole called interview. When you look at the big picture, recruitment processes are pretty routine. They are predictable, sequential, and conditional. No matter what other components are added, such as tests like logical, psychological, physical, aptitude, group discussions, auditions, etc., the interview remains a standard feature. If you've been interviewed before, you're already aware that it's pretty much a one-sided conversation where you answer a ton of questions. At the end of it, you hope for the best, but it can be hard to tell what went well or where you slipped up. It's a bit like being a patient undergoing a surgery. You're going through the procedure without having any insights into its technicalities and are completely at the mercy of the experts. It is an opaque process. You can do your best and still not know if you passed or not. When they don't pass, some people go looking for feedback, but by this point, even American Idol does a better job of giving feedback and reasoning behind their judgment. The pandemonium called process. To train the beast, you must understand the beast. So let's start peeling away the layers to find ways to increase your chances at successfully cracking an interview. Recruitment is all about standardization, providing a level playing field for all candidates and then finding who performs the best. First among equals. For any legal employment where you will eventually fill out some type of IRS form, the law requires the process to be compliant, in other words, to conform to the following standards. The recruitment process be free from all sorts of discrimination of race, color, national origin, religion, gender, age, disability, genetic information, or reprisal. The job description must list basic qualifications required for a person to perform this role effectively. Each candidate must be evaluated using the same process and based on the same set of basic qualifications. All candidates interviewed or hired for the job must meet or exceed the basic qualifications. There are also a few other technical regulations that we won't go into here, such as minimum number of days for job advertising, documentation, working with other agencies, etc. So yes, there is a recruitment process. Yes, there are tools used in the process. But all of these processes, at the end of the day, are subservient to the subjective evaluation and decision of a small group of people, the interviewers. Section 2. The
Sample complete. Ready to continue?